Hey guys, welcome back to Kara's Cakes. Today I'm going to show you how to properly cut a round cake. Now this cake is a 6-inch round and it's pretty tall, so I'm going to get 15 to 16 pieces out of it, and I'm going to show you how I did that. All you're going to need to cut the cake is a chef's knife or a knife long enough to go right through your cake, and a cutting board like this one, and this cutting board is just a plastic cutting board, and just make sure it's at least as tall as your cake. And I just have a sheet pan over here to put all my pieces. So traditionally you would cut a cake into triangle slices, but where this cake is so tall, you want to get the optimal amount of slices out of the cake, and a triangle slice would almost give you too big of a slice. So I'm going to show you how to cut them in more of a cube. I'm going to show you an overhead version of what I'm doing. So I'm cutting like 4 slices across the cake, one right in the middle, like halfway, and then 2 on either side, so you're getting 4 slices across. So at this point, if you had any cookies or toppings around the top of the cake, I would suggest taking those off so you can divvy them out in all the slices afterwards. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and cut through your first quarter slice. You're going to put the knife all the way through and make your cut as even as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want more of a cube, try to make it pretty even. You're going to take your cutting board and kind of lay the slice down on the cutting board. So that is the first slice. So I'm going to show you how I cut this up, and I'm going to lay it flat, and excuse my tripod and my little phone cord there, but I do end up cutting this slice here into 3, but you could definitely cut it into 4. That's why at the beginning of the video I say 15 to 16 slices. I definitely could have cut this piece into 4 because I end up cutting the last piece on the other end in 4, but I just cut it on an angle a little bit just because it's more rounded. And I transfer them over to the serving plate, or I just transfer them over to the parchment paper sheet I have ready. I like to serve my cakes at room temperature. Just note that this cake that I'm cutting was in the fridge overnight, so it looks like it's really hard to cut, but if this was room temperature it would be slicing a lot easier. So I'm going in with the next cut right through the middle. So as you can see, when I cut through here, I'm kind of looking into the middle of the cake because there's some pressure, and I realize that I'm cutting through my plastic support straw. I use plastic slushy straws for taller cakes to support them, because when I'm decorating, if I don't put one in there, then they kind of slide around. And you'll see when I put it on the cutting board, all I have to do is remove the plastic straw and push that off to the side. Sometimes in taller cakes, like wedding cakes where there are multiple tiers, you'll have wooden supports in them. So if you do go cut into your wedding cake and there's a wooden support, all you have to do is move to the side a little bit, and then you can cut around the wooden dowel, or you can take it from the top if you need to do that as well. So I cut this piece of cake into 4 slices. You could cut it into 5, but I just wanted the cake to be pretty even. And I'll show you here that it's 4 different slices. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to move those over onto my sheet tray as well and get ready to make the next slice. So if your cake is room temperature, this last slice may be pretty tricky, and all you have to do is just have your cutting board close, and I'm going to cut that last piece in half right down the middle. Grab your cutting board and you're going to put it right next to that middle slice. And you're going to kind of slide your knife towards the cutting board. And again, you're going to cut this cake slice into 4 pieces. So you can see that this way gives you a lot more slices than the regular triangle slice would give you. So here we are with our last piece. We're going to put the cutting board right next to it, flip that over, and then you're going to cut it into 4 pieces. So cut right down the middle, and then cut the 2 other pieces on angles because it's a rounded piece. There you have it. So I did get 15 slices out of this cake. You could get 16 if I made that first slice 4 pieces instead of 3. You could again cut those pieces into halves. You could get 30 pieces out of this for a children's cake. But if it's adult size pieces, I'd stick with the 15. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what you'd like to see next. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos from me.